Hi, I'm Tony Van Veen, CEO of Discmakers. It's no secret that vinyl is the hottest product in the music industry right now. Vinyl record sales have increased double digits every single year since back in 2008, and we're up a whopping 108% in the first half of 2021 compared to the first half of 2020. That compares to streaming, and look, everybody knows that just about everybody listens to streaming nowadays. It compares to streaming subscriber growth of a comparatively, relatively modest 27% for the same period. So it's obvious that many artists want to put out their music on vinyl. How do I know this? Well, if website visits are an indicator, and I think clearly they are, the vinyl page on Discmakers' website is the top trafficked page on our whole site. Plus, of course, we are seeing strong growth in vinyl sales, up about 70% this year. And yet, despite the solid growth and the fact that vinyl is the #1 trafficked page on our website, vinyl sales make up just under 4% of Discmakers' total revenue. So clearly, artists want vinyl, but then they end up not buying vinyl. Why is that? Well, two reasons. Number one, vinyl is expensive compared to other formats for getting your music out into the marketplace. Digital distribution nowadays is easily available for under $50 for an album, and you can get professional CDs made starting at as low as $100. So a minimum vinyl order for 100 units starts at around $1,600, a significant premium over CDs and digital distribution. Number two, vinyl takes a long time to manufacture. Our current turn time for vinyl orders is 18 weeks. Yes, it will take more than 4 months to press your records. And believe it or not, that is actually relatively fast these days. There's such a shortage of vinyl pressing capacity worldwide that some pressing plants are quoting delivery turn times of a year. I mean, it's crazy out there in vinyl world. So the result is this. Artists who want vinyl end up not buying it. I mean, as much as the premium price point for vinyl may make an artist think twice, no indie artist I know is happy about waiting 4.5 months to be able to launch their new album. After all, as an indie artist, you generally want your product to get out into the marketplace as soon as possible after you're done mixing and mastering. And as a result, we're starting to see more and more artists looking for an alternative product, an alternative physical product to vinyl, and starting to switch. What is that alternative, Tony? I can feel you thinking. Well, it's our old faithful friend, the compact disc. You see, while the CD is physically smaller than a vinyl record, it packs the same punch from the perspective of the impact of the graphics. And we know a lot of people love the vinyl because of the big 12 by 12 inch graphics and cover. In fact, you could argue that the CD package packaging is even more versatile with so many options, including the popular Digipack. I mean, look at how beautifully shiny this is. Image, plenty of space for images. The all cardboard Eco wallet. This is eco-friendly. Look at this. Lyrics, liner notes, beautiful label art to complement. I mean, this is beautiful. The super affordable mini jacket. We all know and love the mini jacket. It's like a little mini album jacket. And of course, the OG jewel case, which started it all. So for each of those packages, then, if you have the budget, you can buy a more deluxe version that folds out. Like, look at this beautiful Digipack. Space for lyrics, more photos, more liner notes. Really nice. You can get booklets that hold all the lyrics, as much information. This is a standard Digipack that has a pocket. I mean, this is beautiful. And then the booklet complements it. And I'm not going to show you every page, but it has these beautiful color photos to illustrate every song. Like, CD packaging is just plain awesome. And it's a great substrate for your autograph when you're at the merch table and a fan just bought your CD and wants your autograph. Then, of course, there's the price comparison. Because while 100 vinyl records cost $1,600, you can get 100 CDs in the standard Digipack for a bit over $200. Or you can get 50 CDs in the mini jacket. I mean, look how beautiful this is, right? 50 CDs in a mini jacket with black on silver printing. This is our economy black on silver printing for just $99. And if you want color printing, that's available too for a couple bucks more. I mean, look, for the same money that you would pay for 100 vinyl records, you can get more than 1,500 eco-friendly 4-panel eco wallets. What I'm trying to say is CDs are an incredible value compared to vinyl. And by the way, speaking of finding time someday, you catch what I'm doing here? Let's talk about turn times. As we know, and as I mentioned, the vinyl turn time today is 18 weeks. Discmaker's standard turn time for most CD packages is a fast 6 to 8 working days. If you're in a real bind, our priority turn times can be done in as fast as 3 days. And if you're super tight on budget, you have a little extra time, our extended turn times are about 3 weeks. So, long story short, whichever turn time you choose for your CDs, your music will be out in the marketplace in just days or a few weeks, and certainly months sooner than if you had done a vinyl order. Of course, CDs are also more eco-friendly than vinyl records. Not just less plastic, but the polycarbonate used to make CDs is not toxic like the vinyl raw material manufacturing process can be. And finally, and let's be honest here, and vinyl lovers, cover your ears, CDs just sound better than vinyl records. No pops, no ticks, no hiss. You have a wider dynamic range, which means CDs can be both quieter and louder than vinyl records. You can have more bass, you can have more high end. And yes, vinyl has that analog warmth that some people love, but let's face it, that only really makes a difference if your whole recording was done on analog reels, starting with multi-tracking and all the way through laying down your mix on open reel tape. And as we all know, today just about every recording session is digital and every master nowadays is done digitally, which kind of defeats the purpose of all that analog warmth talk, doesn't it? Look, I'm not trying to trash vinyl. I like the format. I like the ritual of taking the record out of the jacket, putting it on the turntable, gently putting the stylus on it. And yes, I listen to vinyl. In fact, I just bought my latest vinyl record last week. What I'm trying to say here is that the CD is an amazing value for today's independent artist. Don't believe me? Are you a hardcore vinyl lover who, is hating on CD? Would you believe me if I told you what a vinyl guy told me? I mean, 2 weeks ago, I was emailing back and forth with a friend of mine who runs a sizable vinyl pressing plant. And he mentioned to me that he believes that the CD is the most undervalued format in the marketplace today. He also mentioned that he noticed that used CD selections in indie record stores are drying up and are starting to become more expensive, which is similar to what he saw with vinyl in the early days of the vinyl resurgence way back in 2008. So, if you want the vinyl experience and you have the budget and the patience, we're happy to provide it to you. But if you don't have the time or the budget, the CD is an amazing value and a great alternative. And who knows? The increase in demand for CDs that we are seeing just might be an early indicator that the CD could be starting a major comeback. Vinyl or CD? We're here for you. I look forward to seeing you next time.